So Dana White said that Conor's not going to fight in 2024.
Okay.
I mean, that's not very hard of a stretch. I mean,
they're
making a big deal. I see this.
It's 4 months.
Yeah, headlines everywhere. Of course he's not going to fight in 4 months. So, it must be a slow news day in the MMA world.
How do I word this? Even though I've said it numerous times, I don't care. I don't care if Conor ever fights again.
Neither do I.
I know that our YouTube channel is blowing up. 30-some million views and X amount of, and we appreciate every single one of you and thank you very much. And I know that we need to do certain things for the YouTube channel. And I don't care if I ever go to a Conor McGregor press conference again. I don't care if I ever go and see a Conor McGregor fight. I'll go to a fight that he's going to be on, but I'm not going because of him. And go back to when he fought Khabib, and I don't know if you were still MMA, I don't know when, you left Fox, or I know when you left Tap Out because our good friend Charles died. But I remember it vividly. We were all there and we're waiting, and I'm going to make it up, 2 o'clock's press conference. Khabib starts to walk out on the podium, and he gets stopped and said, "No, we're not starting yet. Conor's not here." And allegedly, and that's all we can say is allegedly, Khabib said, "You're waiting for Conor. I'm not."
Yep.
And I became a Khabib fan after that.
Yep.
A fan of the person. Don't care about, greatest, worst, fighter, non-fighter. So I've respected him for that. I know that there's stuff coming out about Russia and his money's been taken and all that stuff, but I don't care about any of that. That he said that, and he did the right thing, and he went out and did his thing.
And then he left. Now, that is weird about what's going on. I'm not quite sure exactly the story in Russia, but that Khabib apparently has fled Russia, and if he goes back, he's going to get arrested.
Allegedly.
What did he do?
I don't know. I don't know. But we don't know a lot of stuff. I'm sure you've heard all the rumors about Conor in Ireland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Conor has full reign in Ireland because of who he knows and they're protecting. And, so who knows the true story?
A lot of it's conjecture and just gossip and people just making stuff up just so they can say the words Khabib or Conor. But that's the nature of stardom.
Sure.
Charlie Sheen was the biggest story of 2017, whenever he had that meltdown.
Well, both of them, him and the kid.
Yeah.
The kid had the meltdown too.
Yeah.
And I'd heard that, and we'd met one of the producers or the main producer, I don't remember. But it was either Chuck or it was his partner. I don't remember who it was at the airport. And Sean's like, my son, you know who that is? No. Well, it's the guy from 2.5 Men. But supposedly they were in works of doing a new show together.
Wow.
After all of that.
Yeah.
So, it's one thing to burn bridges, but then they're not burned when
there's money to be made.
Financial gains.
Yeah.
Speaking of financial gains, right here in the Tampa Bay area, allegedly, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been offered $6+ billion to sell the team.
Who owns the team now?
The Glazers, who also own Manchester United.
Wow.
And they've declined.
Wow.
They have allegedly right now, no interest. But as well, the other local team, the Tampa Bay Lightning, are up for sale. And I want to say, I don't remember. I think it was $4 billion. Mm-hmm. It's a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, it is. So who's trying to buy the Bucs?
A company out of
private equity firm.
Hold on. I didn't keep it all.
Okay.
Just that it was 6.50 billion.
Wow.
6.05 billion.
Wow.
But yeah, a hedge fund and all that kind of stuff. Somebody that's going to write a check.
Yeah.
Who writes a check for $6 billion? That guy?
Jeff Bezos.
That guy. BKFC this weekend in Kansas City. Britta on the card. I think that's his name. So that's the main event. We're going to have a reporter there. Brad Penny's going to be covering that for us. Do you know Brad?
I don't.
No. Do you know who that is?
No.
Brad played 112 years of Major League Baseball. Played forever. Played for many teams. Won a World Series with the Marlins. Pitched for the Dodgers as well. We became really good friends. I ran his website. We went out to Dodger Stadium. He was throwing a bullpen. And Jesse Martin was the catcher at the time. And he's like, hey, you want to do something cool? this might be the craziest thing now that I think about it. I go, yeah, what? He goes,
ball
no, I didn't catch a ball because I couldn't catch. He threw almost 100. Grab a bat. Grab a bat and do what? He goes, just grab a bat, stand at home plate. Whatever you do, don't move. And he threw a curveball that my pants fell down.
Wow.
And, if you move, you get hit because you move into it, not realizing that it was one of the scariest times of my life.
I can imagine. Honestly, I can imagine. Did you see that pitch, 105-mile-an-hour pitch the other day? It struck somebody out. It was just, I forgot who even threw it. It was amazing. 105 miles an hour. Wow.
Yeah.
It was a cutter, too.
Imagine getting hit by it.
No, I can't.
And then you look at, we were talking earlier about football players and getting hit and where do you get hit and whatever. A, to have the talent to do it, but B, to purposely hit somebody.
Yeah.
Throwing that. And I remember Shane Victorino, I don't know if you had some doings with him,
Phillies,
a good friend of ours. His wife, I believe, used to be Dana's assistant, and he was the big, MMA, UFC guy. And I remember he got hit, and he starts screaming at the pitcher, and he's pointing to his stomach. Hit me here, don't hit me in the head. Hit me. So they know they're going to get hit.
Yeah.
But it's just where you get hit. And in baseball, I've never really understood. I get it, I do. But guy hits a home run, you hit the next batter. He didn't do anything. Maybe wait till the guy comes back up and drill him. Why are you drilling the next batter, the on-deck hitter?
I remember when Shane Victorino would come to the UFC fights. That was fun. And he was such a nice guy, too. He would go around signing autographs for people.
He's a good dude.
Taking pictures.
I won't use the exact words, but we were in Memphis, and the UFC was in Memphis, and I'm walking down Beale Street, headed back to the hotel. And all of a sudden, I just hear this, hey, blah, 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 blah. I don't know anybody in Memphis. I keep walking. Hey, blah, 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 blah. You're who I'm talking to. Blah, blah, blah. So after the third time, I kind of turned, and it's Shane.
That's fun.
He saw me walk by, and he came out. No, a really good dude. Seen him at, I think I saw him at a slap, and I've seen him at a couple Apex because he lives in Vegas. And, really good dude. Happy that he won the World Series. And I have one of his World Series jerseys in my studio, so.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. BKFC, have you been to? Do you at some point do you want to go to one?
I covered the one in Tampa last year.
Did you?
Yeah. That was when I met Taylor Starling, and who fought? Perry was there. Perry got into a fist fight.
Shocking.
Yeah, with the guy he was fighting next. I forgot.
But as we both know, yes, they do it. Was it Julian Lane? They do it for the promotion.
Yeah.
Sometimes, the Diaz's, they're hotheads. Mike Perry's a hothead. Conor's a hothead, all that stuff. But it's also to sell tickets, which I don't like. Personally, I don't like it. I get why they do it. But, back in the early days of the UFC, you didn't have any of that.
Well, the most famous one, of course, was Cormier versus John Jones. That was funny. And poor Dave Schaller. Remember
Schaller? Yeah. Yeah.
Dave Schaller, for folks who are watching, he's like my height, like 5'6", and he's trying to break up Dan Cormier and John Jones.
As the banner's falling down.
He's falling back. That was hilarious.
Dave Schaller's in PR with the Sixers. Yeah. I saw him a couple years ago, and he looks almost identical, almost to John Anik.
Yeah.
And the joke's always been you've never seen the two at the same time.
And the irony is John Anik does have a twin brother.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same that they say about Eve Edwards and Dean Thomas. And I don't think they really resemble each other.
I don't think so either.
But people have always said they look so much similar. They're kissing cousins. They're
Dean
brothers.
Is so much bigger than Eve. He's like 185, right?
No, I don't even think he's that much.
Really?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought
maybe since he retired. Food's good in Texas.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely no telling. But so it's going to be a good week. BKFC, PFL, and the UFC. I kind of crazy because there's been a lot of heat on the England card that was 4 or 5 in the morning. Remember the couple weeks ago. Yeah. This Saturday is really Sunday.
Yeah.
So it'll be Sunday. I think like 10 or 11 or noonish, for them, but it's the typical 10 o'clock here.
Right. Yeah, it's Australia. What are you going to do? 12 hours, 12-hour time difference. The only 2 fights I really care about on UFC card. BKFC looks a little more interesting this weekend.
I don't know. Rosenstruck fight's going to be good.
Never thought I'd be saying that.
Yeah. Well, it's two different things, though.
Yeah.
You know, and people say, you know, and Clay said it earlier, you know, it's about winning the fight. You know, and I kind of get bothered when it's, well, we're here to entertain. No, you're really not. Right. You're here to win the fight.
Well, you know, and Dana is really to blame for that. When he had the fight of the night bonuses, and guys were getting $60,000 just to stand and bang, and it wasn't particularly good fighting. It was just a brawl.
I've always had a problem with, and I say it on the show, fight of the nights.
Yeah.
So it's a 50-45. And somebody's getting $50,000, $10,000, $200, it don't matter, a bonus for losing every round. And not competitive rounds.
Right.
How is that fight of the night? Give the bonus, you know, performance of the night. You don't have to have a fight of the night. You know, yeah, people say, well, he danced, you know, he was part of the dance card.
Right.
But, you know, to give a bonus just to take abuse, to me, doesn't make sense. All right, let's go hit our